Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Triple Fs. Today we have a guest with us. She's going to tell a little bit about herself and the story she's going to share with us today. It's going to be a little bit spicy, maybe not or more, so viewer discretion is advised. But before we start all this, let me introduce you guys to the rest of the cast. Over here we have the lovely feline.
Melon.
Next to me is the blue wonder.
Phoenix.
Over here we have
Jane.
and I am, as always, Tookie. So, due to us wanting to show respect to our guest, she is appearing as anonymous. This avatar you see right here is created specifically for the show, yes?
Okay, so, yes, anonymous. However, we have a title for her because the avatar is actually called Ruthless, and because of the topic, thought maybe she should be dubbed Mistress Ruthless.
Yes. But of course, her real name and identity is anonymous. We are not going to mention any names or anything like that. She is going to tell her story today. We're here to listen, and I really, really, really look forward to the story. Because all I heard was Melanie, going on a rampage about this one. I'm like, okay, can we have her on the show soon? What the And finally, we managed to. She's here. Finally. So, Mistress Ruthless. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was not expecting that question. Okay. So I don't really know much about what to say about myself. I have the cutest dog in the world. That's kind of the first thing that comes to mind.
What kind of dog?
She's a mutt. But
Aw.
she's
The best kind.
adorable. You've
Nice.
probably seen her on, yeah, so you can vouch.
Yeah, she's cute.
Aww. May I ask your age?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I am 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not too
It's
exciting.
No.
It's a hard question.
Yeah, it is. When you don't want to share too much information about yourself because you still want to appear anonymous. But
even when I'm not trying to be anonymous, do people actually know what to say to that question?
Well, so you live in the US, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. But I would actually, and I know the others also want to hear, your story. How did all of this begin? Because I only heard some details from Melanie. So, please.
We've all gotten those random ads on Snapchat, the people who just randomly add you, and usually they're scammers or annoying bored people. I have come across both. But one day I was bored and I was accepting I looked through the people who had added me, and there was one where it was he didn't seem like a scammer because he didn't have a profile picture or anything. He didn't even have a name on it. So it's okay, he's not trying hard enough to be a scammer. And I added him, and a few days later, he sends me a message saying, want to spend some money for the holidays? And obviously, being a broke millennial, I'm tell me more. And yeah, it was from there. He definitely wasn't scamming me. He was just giving me money to treat him like shit. So that was how it started.
Yeah. Okay, so this has a term. I can't pronounce it because I'm Danish. So, what is it called? Like, it's a kind of kink.
Financial.
No.
Oh gosh.
Well, he wants her to literally talk shit about him.
Degrading.
Degrading, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which
he
is
likes
basically
to be
shit
degraded.
talk.
Yeah. Like when I tell him that he is worthless and that he only has value to me because he pays me, and when I just tell him that he's ugly and disgusting and no one will ever want to touch him, and like, yeah, I get to say all these fun things to him. And tell him that I want to tell him that I want to physically harm him, and yeah, lots of fun stuff that I get to talk to him about. And then he pays
no
me.
limits.
I mean, the meaner I am to him, like, the better. Like,
I see.
Like, yeah, the meaner I am to him, the more that he pays me, basically. Like, because it gets him going and he gets desperate. So, yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
Okay, as long as it's consensual, I don't see any issues about it. But I know there probably would be people out there who are judgmental and think, oh my god, would you really go that low and get paid for it? But honestly, you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
It's consensual. It's an agreement between. It's basically a job.
it is.
A little
Like,
side
he
hustle,
asked me to do these things. Yeah. Like,
It almost kind of sounds like a different form of like a hotline, but instead of Snapchat.
it's kind of like the stuff that I really get paid for is kind of like being a private cam model, but with much better pay. Like, the way it started the first night was he wanted me to make a bet with him, and the bet was, can I guess, based on the pictures he sent me, whether his dick was bigger or smaller than my pinky and my thumb. And so I had to take a guess with both of them and then show him a measurement of my pinky and my thumb. And I correctly guessed that he was bigger than my thumb but smaller than my pinky. And so it was $50 for each of those for getting them right. So that was an easy $100 there. And then after that, he wanted like a full body nude from me, and he was like, I'll pay you $50. And I was going through my old nudes and everything, and I was like, no, you know what? I don't want to send these for $50. And so I told him, like, no, these pictures are worth more than that. And he was like, fine, 100. So it'll be a total of 200. Like, so I sent him a nude that I took like a year and a half before that. And yeah.
That's fair, but I'm just scared that all of this information, like your pictures and everything, are gonna end up like on a website, or he's gonna share it out or whatnot.
I have sent these pictures to so many people that if they're gonna be on websites, they're already
Never mind. Never mind that question then.
Like, none of this is stuff that I don't do normally. It's just he's the only one who's paid me for it.
As you can see, Phoenix had to leave us. She had some personal business she needed to take care of, so Melanie scooted over to me. Yay. No empty seats.
She just wanted to be closer to the fox.
That one. Exactly. But a little bit more of a personal question, and it's okay if you don't want to answer this. But in total, how much do you think he has paid you?
At this point, it has in, I don't know, 500 or 600. He currently owes me for the last session we had plus interest, so that'll bring it up to at least probably 300 or 400 more. So
Damn.
yeah.
I can understand.
Roughly about $800.
Oh, Melanie wants to ask something.
Okay. I know that at one point things stopped and then came back. Do you want to share about that?
Yeah, it seemed like he had just moved on. Because I wasn't awake when he wanted to play one night, and I didn't hear from him for a couple more weeks after that, but then he showed back up. And he was like, he was talking about potentially giving me his whole paycheck that week. That did not happen, but it was more like, well, I'll slowly be paying it to you. But yeah, so I hadn't seen him or talked to him in a couple weeks, but then we had that conversation, and a few days later, he wanted to pay me for some more camera time. And so I was like half asleep at this point, and he was talking about like, oh, I'll give you $100. And I was like, okay, you can have 2 minutes. And normally I would have been nice and given him 5 minutes for $100. But this time I was just like, no, I don't want to do this shit. Like, so you're going to pay me like a lot more than before. And so I did his little show and turned it off at 2 minutes. And he was like, no, I was so close. And he was like 30 more seconds, and I was like, it's $50 for that. And he was like, okay, fine. And yeah, so I earned $150 for 2.5 seconds of work. Not 2.5 seconds, 2.5 minutes of work.
Should I change profession?
Jesus, Turkey, if you did that, I think we would be rich by this point.
Right? We have a friend who's been saying that he wishes he had boobs so that he could find someone like that.
Nah.
Is this something you do like full time on, or is it just like a little side thing you got going on?
It's just an occasional thing to make a little extra money for not much work. I would totally do this for a career, but it's doing this for a career would mean getting paid less. Because I don't even know where to find people like him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I would expect like websites or something like that. You could find them. I really don't know. I never looked into the subject that much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean the whole like porn industry, whatever, out there right now with OnlyFans, like it's so oversaturated that it's just like I can't imagine it being all that easy to get into it without just starting with being paid like nothing. Since
that's the truth.
So many,
yeah. I'll continue.
So many are like already out there trying to make money like that. Like I felt so guilty actually the first time because I have this friend, she's kind of like, we flirt, we have like fun and everything, but yeah, anyway, she was asking if I do Snap for Snap because she was trying to get word out there about like offering to either do virtual stuff or in-person stuff because she was trying to make enough money for like her phone bill or something. And so it's like I didn't really use Snap at that point. Like I had barely ever actually used it. And so it was that same day that that guy showed up and offered me all that money to do like next to nothing. And she was trying to make she was trying to somehow scrounge together like I think it was like $25 to pay her phone bill, and she was having like so much trouble doing it just because it's so hard to actually make money in the whole sex work field.
It's becoming harder and harder. Everything gets VR
It's hard to make
or
money just in
online
general.
related.
It's hard to make money just in general.
I know.
I mean, look at me and Luna.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if I could do what you do, but that doesn't mean I'm judging you. Like, I mean, you're fierce, girl. You're fierce. Fierce. I give you that. You
You're
literally
feisty.
rock this. That's a given. I respect. If I had a hat, I would take it off for you.
Thank you.
But
To
it
that.
also does it give you a confidence boost?
I mean, I don't know if it's a confidence boost, because I mean, when it comes to sexy stuff, I'm kind of fairly confident, but in general, it just kind of it gives me a boost in general, where it's just that whole look at what I managed to pull off kind of energy.
Ah, a little bit of adrenaline rush.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah.
just like, how the fuck did I just manage this?
I
How
can
did this
imagine that.
opportunity land in my lap?
So he's still part of your life now, right?
Yeah, he still shows up at times.
Okay. So it's not like regularly, it's not like it's scheduled. It's just random.
No. Yeah. It's basically he gets super horny and messages me.
Fair enough. Maybe I should have someone like that.
Wait on,
I
like,
keep
you have
telling
a whole
people-
line of them.
I keep saying, like, just when you're on Snapchat, add everyone who randomly adds you, and maybe you'll get lucky.
But like you said, there are a lot of scammers out there, and that's what I don't get. Like you said, you didn't feel like this person has made an effort out of their profile, but that could easily have been a scammer too.
Well, the thing about scammers is they want to pass for being real people and being like normal people on there, so they actually go through a lot of effort to
Normal.
create like the Bitmoji and whatever, and like to make it
that's true.
seem So it's like just having your username on there, like it just nowadays that doesn't seem like what a scammer would do.
That's true. I can see that.
Fair.
Now I've been blabbling this entire interview. Melanie or Jay, do you guys have any questions for her?
I don't know. I mean, would you possibly think
goes
about doing it
quiet.
here, like in VR? Because I know there's a bunch of weirdos out in VR in general who would pay for stuff like that.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, they
Funny
are.
because they heard me do
I mean-
orgasmic noises.
I mean, yes. If there are people who want to pay me for something like this on VR, like, yes, give me your info.
You heard it here. You heard it. Would you be willing
send
to
the
give
snap.
out information to people that might be interested?
Yes.
I know. Oh. Well, you will find it in the description below. So you can actually contact her if you're interested in her little side service. Please be nice. Don't be a dickhead, because we don't need those.
Be responsible.
Respect. Exactly. Be responsible. Don't do this if you're not interested in this kind of stuff. Respect
Or if
her.
you're a minor.
Exactly.
Yes. Do not
I see you
contact
little
me if you're
kiddos
a
out there.
minor. I
See
do
your
not want to
wheels
go to
working.
jail.
I see
Right?
your little
Exactly.
cog wheels working.
No jail baits. No jail baits. But be respectful. Show her that she is validated, and just be nice. Basically. We will leave her information in the description below. So you guys, if you want to and you feel like, why not? Let's try this little adventure. You can contact her. The next topic we're going to talk about is VR porn. Now, I know that in that industry, they have Patreons, they have all kinds of sponsors and whatnot. They do most of the work
Twitter.
themselves. Yeah. But have you ever thought about like getting a Patreon, like exclusive content or anything like that? Do you have a Patreon?
I do not know what that is.
Okay. So, a Patreon is basically where people can subscribe to you. Like for $1, they get a certain service. For $10, they get a little bit more exclusive content, pictures, or whatnot you want to show them that's just exclusively for Patreons. People
people
that
who pay
pay on
for
a
it.
regular monthly basis.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to subscribe to me, yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
But that will also
all of this
mean
stuff
that-
is fun.
Mm. As long as it's fun and it's
No one's getting hurt.
like exactly. Well, some might get
Unless
hurt
they
if
want
it-
to.
you know.
Like
Exactly. That's
me.
what I was going at. That was what I was going at.
Consenting
Okay, if you're
adults,
into being
that's what
degraded
matters.
and a
Yes.
masochist, okay, fine. But if you're not into
With
it,
consent.
don't get hurt.
Yeah. One thing I want to ask you: do you have a limit of what you would do,
I mean,
both off camera and on camera?
I mean, I don't do bestiality.
That's fair. That's fair. And you're
Yeah.
sitting among furries, but remember that's different.
We love, yeah. That's awesome. That's just,
But
okay.
That
yes,
That was just the
Yeah.
only thing that came to mind as my
we
boundaries.
clarified that. We clarified no
So got
bestiality.
it. She no bestiality, but it's okay if she pisses somewhere.
Boy,
Why? A lot of people are into the piss thing.
I mean,
And
yeah,
after-
I would totally pee on someone.
Oh god damn.
See?
it.
Again, consenting
My-
adults. That's what matters.
Yes. Is there any final words you would like to say? Any advice you can give to people out there that want to try out what you are doing right now?
I think the biggest thing is that with anything where you're giving out private stuff like this to people, IRL, like the VR is less of a thing, but just you gotta accept ahead of time that your pictures and stuff might end up on some sort of site. Like you have to be okay with that sort of thing going into it. Otherwise, like if you're in the wrong situation, that might happen, and you gotta be comfortable enough with the situation to be like, okay, they posted me somewhere. Oh well. So that's just the biggest thing that comes to mind.
Mm. Well, Mistress Ruthless, as we baptized you. Thank you so much for coming in here and telling your story. We had a little trouble getting her on the first time and the second time, but you know, stuff happens. And she was finally here. But thank you so much. Yay! We really appreciate you coming in here and telling your story. That means a lot to
Thank
us.
you.
Melanie
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for inviting me. This has been fun.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good. That's all. That's what we're all about. Consensual fun.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching our show. We're gonna end it here now. Remember, we have Instagram. We have Discord. We also have a group here on VR chat that you can go in and join, the 6873 show. Go in and check out our Patreon and
The only thing we don't have that we kind of, I would say we need, and depending, Twitter. That's the only thing we don't have is Twitter.
Maybe Twitter. But thank you guys so much for watching our show. We could not do it without our potato chips out there. So without further ado, to all of you out there, take care, be safe, lots of love. Bye!
Bye.
Lovey, lovey, lovey. Hey everyone, Toki here. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And support us on our Patreon. Everything will be in the link in the description below. To all the potato chips, take care, be safe, lots of love. Bye!